Hi everyone, I'm Michael.
And I'm Patrick, and you're watching an episode of Star Wars News and Views podcast. Today we'll be talking about the Solo movie coming out pretty soon. It's April right now, so that's about 2 months away before it comes out.
Yeah.
And so far, we've only seen a few posters and one sort of teaser trailer.
Yeah.
And we're going to just kind of discuss how we feel about the movie going in, because we've kind of had some discussion about it, but we haven't really got into it too much, especially the trailer itself, which is now kind of like being shown around. I use that term lightly because it hasn't really been, in my opinion, advertised all that much. I've only really seen it like a handful of times in front of some movies, and I barely hear it even talked about on the internet at all.
If I wasn't looking for it, I probably, if I wasn't a Star Wars fan, I probably wouldn't know this movie existed, to be honest.
Which I think is gonna, that's a pretty bad sign going into this movie, just not even in terms of the quality of it, but I mean of how many people are actually gonna go see it and how successful it's gonna be. I think because we haven't really seen a lot of advertising and everything, and it's so close to The Last Jedi that there's gonna I don't think it's gonna do very well personally in theaters.
Yeah, I kind of have the same feeling. I feel like I hope it does well. I don't want it to do badly, but I think this might be the first time you see a Star Wars film, at least in the new generation that we're in now, not do very well. I know Last Jedi had some controversy, so now going into Han Solo with sort of a chip in the armor, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not good with all the it's every step of the way. There's been some sort of controversy, and not the good kind of controversy. There's been some kind of problem that the film has had to overcome every step of the way.
Yeah, I know, right? At first, it's got a pretty tight window as it was because it's coming out so soon after The Last Jedi. And right when Phil Lord and Tim Miller, they got fired off the film, it's okay, well, that's not great, but also there really wasn't a lot of time left after that to hire on a new director, which they did with Ron Howard, and finish the movie. But that's what ended up happening.
He redid the movie.
Yeah,
at first they were saying he's going to finish it, but then it became, he was supposed to do 2 weeks, and then it became 3 months. They basically filmed it twice.
Which would have been a good opportunity, I think, for them to push it back until December, and we still just keep the, one a year Star Wars movie in December.
I don't know why they didn't do that, because that's what happened when J.J. Abrams took over for Episode 9. He's like, okay, I'll do Episode 9, but there's no way I can have this ready for May. It has to be December. Why didn't they do that with this? I don't know why.
Yeah, and taking more time on the movie isn't a big deal. First of all, you have to be competing with yourself for Infinity War, the new Avengers movie, which is gonna probably be one of the most successful movies.
This film, I have to say, I really think Infinity War is probably the biggest Marvel film yet.
Yeah, and it's gonna still be in theaters, and you know what? I have a feeling that even a month later, it might be doing better than Solo will for a couple weeks. Maybe not the first opening weekend, but the second weekend, Infinity War might still be selling more tickets than Solo will.
I think that's also part of the reason why they moved the release date of Infinity War up, is people are saying, oh, they want to make it closer to Black Panther to ride some of the goodwill from Black Panther. I think it's they're afraid that it's going to destroy their other franchise if they had it 2 weeks before. I don't know. Plus, it's walking in there without a marketing push. There's a bigger push for the marketing of Infinity War right now.
Actually, Deadpool comes out that month too, I think.
Deadpool 2?
Yeah, it comes out May 16th. Yeah, the first movie did well for a February release, but overall it still did pretty well. But I think it's going to be more successful than Solo will be as well.
Yeah, and going into Solo, I feel like this wasn't a film that a lot of Star Wars fans really wanted in the first place, and especially after Last Jedi leaving some fans sour. I don't know. Every step of the way, there's been nothing but bad news. And the trailer, just to get the trailer, it was pulling teeth. So late.
I know. And the trailer itself, I gotta say, I'm gonna go see the movie, and I want it to be good. But looking at the trailer, I do not think it looks like something that I'm gonna really enjoy that much.
The trailer did nothing for me. I'm gonna be honest.
And the guy who they have to play Han Solo barely even speaks at all in the trailer.
It felt like they were trying to. It felt like they were trying to hide his acting, because the one time he speaks on camera, it's that part at the end where he's like, "Yep, we're all fine here. Everything's good," and it's his delivery of it didn't really work for me. I'm like, not only does it not work just on an acting standpoint, I'm like, that doesn't really seem like Han Solo.
Yeah, I know, right?
Not that I want him to be impersonating Harrison Ford. It's fine to make it your own, I guess. We have to accept that, but it's just like, meh.
Yeah, because like I always kind of thought of like Han Solo a bit more like laid back and stuff like that. But this guy's kind of like the oh, everything's fine, it's fine. It's kind of like a funny comedic character in that sense.
Yeah.
But like that doesn't really seem like Han Solo to me.
Well, here's the thing. This is what I've always been saying is that Ron Howard is essentially the director now. He didn't cast Alden Ehrenreich. Phil Lord and Tim Miller cast him, and they cast him with like improv comedy in mind because that was the style. That was the problem why they got fired is because
it was too comedic.
They were saying it's like they were doing all this improv, and it was really like people were saying comparing it to like Jim Carrey type of stuff.
Yeah,
Goofy improv comedy, like something you get out of like a Will Ferrell film or something.
Which honestly, I kind of would have wanted to see a bit more than like a generic like solo movie. Like at least something new and kind of like refresh would have been kind of fun.
At least that would be interesting. But but when Ron Howard took over, he sort of reconfigured it to be a little bit more straightforward, dramatic Star Wars film with some comedy in it. But Alden Ehrenreich wasn't cast for that skill. That wasn't the skill set he was cast for, and that's why they even had an acting coach on set for him. So it's like. The confidence level is like not high on this one for me.
Yeah, and like so just by going, a recent example of Justice League where they ended up like switching director part of the way through, where they got Joss Whedon to come in and kind of finish off the movie and everything. Like, I mean, it didn't really do much for me, and I thought it suffered pretty bad from having
that movie was terrible.
Set of eyes on it. You can see where like the differences between the two director styles and everything. I don't really like Ron Howard's kind of a bit more of like a serious director, and I feel like this movie really shouldn't be taking itself too seriously because like Han Solo as a character, while Gru was like not really the most serious part of the movies, other than like his interaction with Leia. But like I was always taken to believe that before all of that started, he was kind of like a lot more of like a anti-hero, like kind of like bad person sort of, but fun to watch. Speaking of which, like the other character I don't really know too much about is Kira or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Her name is Kira. They're reusing the working name for Rey from Force Awakens.
Yeah. I don't really know much about her as well. It's supposed to be maybe like a love interest. I'm not really too sure about her role and all of it. I don't know. But looking at the posters for the movie, there was also the controversy about the plagiarization of these posters.
Well, they stole the posters from a Sony compilation series.
Yeah, and if you look at them, it's like
music.
It's like they're definitely like plagiarized. There's not even like a case at all for these things.
No question. Else. The font, the color scheme, even the characters are on the same side. They're on the left side of the text.
Man, I don't know why they ended up doing that, but I think they had to like pull some of these posters as well because of the lawsuit.
Well, this is the thing. They were so late on the trailer. The trailer hasn't really got much exposure, to be honest. Even though it premiered at the Super Bowl, I don't blink and you missed it because there was only a 30-second teaser version of it. Wasn't even
I
a
never
full
wanted
trailer.
to watch the other Super Bowl ads for some reason. But.
Yeah, and now so now they're actually starting to ramp up the marketing campaign. This was their first visual marketing campaign because the teaser poster they had was just the name of the movie on a space background.
Yeah, which is like as generic as it gets.
Yeah, it's like whatever. People don't even know what that is. So now their marketing campaign that they spent all this time building up to, they can't even go through with that. They have to take these down because I'm guessing they outsourced it to some marketing company.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
They were just like lazy, or they just thought they could get away with it or something like that and just plagiarize them. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I gotta say, it seems like everything is in favor of this movie not doing well. I really kind of hope that... At no point
has there been good news to report.
Yeah. I kind of hope that, like, all this speculation that we're doing is just flat out wrong, and it, like, blows us away, and we're just like, well, I didn't expect that. What the heck? But I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately.
Well, I guess the good thing is that people's expectations will kind of be low. I don't know if that's going to bias them going in looking for flaws, because sometimes that can happen. Like, you go into a movie thinking it's going to suck, and then that's all you see is the bad parts.
Well, I hope it's good.
I mean, I don't want it to fail. I hope it's good, but...
Yeah, and like usually I'm pretty optimistic going into a lot of these things. This one, you know, I can't say that I am, unfortunately. But
it's not even that I like have bad feelings towards it, like ill will. It's just like I just don't feel anything. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll see it. I'm a Star Wars fan. It's like I feel obligated to, but like, you know, if I wasn't already a Star Wars fan, I don't think I'd have any interest in this.
yeah, I totally agree. I feel like this is the feeling that I would have going into the Obi-Wan movie if Ewan McGregor wasn't playing him. I'd be like, okay, like I guess I'll go see it, but like I'm not really all that happy about it. Like, you know, if Ewan McGregor's doing it, I'm all on board and I'm gonna be like hype trained through the roof. But if he's not, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, my feeling, the Obi-Wan movie, if Ewan McGregor's not involved, don't even try. Just you will get crucified. Stay away.
So yeah, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. You know, we're always happy to hear your opinions about it. If there's anything you missed, if we missed, if there's anything that like gives you hope for the movie, let us know. You know, I know not everybody's looking forward to it, but you know, I guess we can all hope.
Let us know what you guys think. If you have any concerns, if you're looking forward to it, fantastic. I don't want to like shit on this movie, you know. Like, I don't want to stop anyone from enjoying it, but I think this is a pretty common sentiment that I'm seeing from a lot of people online. Is like they're kind of like, the Han Solo movie, I don't know. And this is from Star Wars fans, and they're not they're not doing a good job at hooking non-fans. That's what made The Force Awakens so successful in Rogue One, is they got non-fans to go see it.
Yeah. And I think like coming from Mike and I, who are generally pretty optimistic about a lot of these movies, it's kind of like, you know, not necessarily where they want to be. And yeah, I don't think they got a huge casual fan base wanting to go see it as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see you next time.